Hey guys, in today's skewb tip episode, we're talking about competing and the competition, environment and how to deal with, stress, especially for skewb. This is an interesting topic because the turning of a skewb is much different than other puzzles, so it's easier to fumble around. That's why it's concave versions are still widely popular. So let's start out with why the skewb is a bit weirder to turn and easier to fumble around in. So first thing to solve this problem actually would be to I would suggest getting a concave skewb, which basically means the X-Men, but if you're or the Albion if you like the caps. But if you just have to have a pillar version, I'll show you why it's not the best. So first off, if you're doing like an end-by-end puzzle and you get nervous, yeah, you'll shake kind of like that, like jitter a little bit, maybe lock up. But with the skewb, it's more of like just can't really move it that fast or like rotate that well. Kind of like that. And trust me, I have experience with this. Most of you guys will probably know because of my competition videos. But yeah, it's really hard when your fingers start shaking. With skewb, you can drop it as well. Obviously, you can also drop a 3x3 RIP Jaden. But it's much easier to drop a pillared skewb because you just don't have the best grip. And I've experienced this before. I think I've dropped the skewb multiple times in competition. Definitely a lot at home when it was pillared, and less when it's concave. But I think the thing about concave is that, I think the reason people don't like it is that because it seems smaller, but that's for a different episode. So one way to deal with this when you're practicing is to find a video. I might link one down below. That's just crowd noises or audience noises, because that's really what gets you sometimes, is you realize, oh my gosh, there's so many people around me, and so on and so forth. So I would put on that in the background, your timer in front, and just you sitting at your desk solving, but in the mindset of this is a real competition. Just think that these are real solves, and if you don't want to, mess up your main session because you're doing like a hardcore practice, then you can make a new session or something. But basically, that's what I do, especially leading up to nationals. I'm gonna have a schedule for myself, set a schedule for rigorous practicing, which is basically me with my headphones on and stuff. And if you record solves and you get nervous because of that, you can take your camera and just set it in front of you like you would at a normal competition. Just don't, record the whole thing unless you're gonna post the best solves. But still, I would recommend doing that. That also helps. Even more, what helps is getting someone to judge you, like a sibling or a friend sometimes, just to judge you and do inspection time and all that stuff. So I think that helps as well. What doesn't help in normal competitions is when you're thinking about the times that you already have. Like, okay, so I have da-da-da-da, and to get da-da-da-da, I need da-da-da-da, whatever. And that just kind of stresses you out sometimes, because then you're hoping for a good scramble maybe, and you don't get it, and it's kind of sad. But with good scrambles on skewb, it's pretty hard because you know it's going to be good, and you're just looking in inspection time. You're just looking for the piece that's good. Out of the two sub-2 stars that I have in competitions, one of them was luck, and the other was just, I don't know how I was able to do it. The luck being the one that I got at Northeastern Championships, because I had no idea if that would work or not. But the other one was just really good, really clean. And I think the way I did that was I just thought maybe it was misscrambled. Maybe some people got like this one person that went before me who said it was good got a misscramble or it was on a different solve than me. I just pushed all that aside and did the solve, and it turned out to be 3 moves to a double sledge, and it was pretty good. But if you want to watch that video, you can go searching for it. It was at Thomas Jefferson High School or something. So yeah, just push everything aside, get in your own mindset, and see what works best for you. And that really goes for any cube, but I think for skewb it works a lot more, I guess, because I don't know. It just seems like most people, when it comes down to the big stages and big nights, don't get the results that they wanted for most events. Yes, but it seems like you look at the skewb finals for nationals, and if they're good scrambles, and some people will get low 3s because they're, you know, professionals, but you know, for people like me, in a stress situation like that, I would probably get, you know, a 4 average because I'm super stressed. But since I'm taking the precautions and doing this rigorous practicing, I might not. But who knows? It's all in the practice, I would say. But I would recommend a concave skewb for this type of competition setting. Now, if it's a smaller competition, then you can just practice, you know, normally at home. But if it's competition that you actually care about, or there's someone there that you know, you just kind of want to beat for once. Olivia. Anyway, I'm just kidding. The Northeastern Championships. But anyway, never mind. Yeah. That's basically the main part. The other parts could be, you know, set up your skewb correctly. I'm coming out with a video on that soon, on how to set up a skewb, because there are flaws with how we're setting them up now, how we're lubricating them at least. So, yeah, I'll come out with a video on that. But besides that, this is it. I will put links down in the description for some stuff, and like I will link to the cubicle with the wingy, like where to find it, where to buy it, and yeah, that's basically it. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.